Hello, good evening. It's me again, and I am back with Shuten. You know how we do here? Gonna put the word out on the socials and start in about 5 minutes. Talk to you soon. Hey, Alex, welcome on in. I'm just waiting out the ad break. I hope you're having a good night. Oh, yeah, thank you for watching. I I hope I hope you're handling it okay. Like I know it's a lot. Nice. I gotta make playlists for the games that I've already done. Like, I really should do that for like blueprints and killer frequency and all these other games. Now that I'm making now that I'm better about exporting my VODs. Yeah, that's valid. Yeah, that's totally fine. You can make your own playlist. I should do mine for anyone who wants to, you know, for anyone who wants to watch. I doesn't want to dig through tons of videos. Anyways, there's the ad break. I'll see you in a little under 3 minutes. I'm sure your grandma will love it. Alright, that's cool. I'll see you when you get back. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Trigger warnings. Alright, good, and that's pinged. I've been writing that into the description of every VOD I've exported to YouTube. For obvious reasons. And we are back. Let's go. Alright, back to the science room. Alright. With Seren Azaki. Seren Azaki lived a life of glory. One day it all came crashing down. Welcome back, Alex. You're just in time. So it is September 1st in an unknown time in prison. The end. Isolation cell. Seren Azaki lived a life of glory. Since childhood, she'd been a multi-talented prodigy, especially gifted in science. Her genius was renowned throughout Shuten. Oh, you stopped calling pixels for this? Oh, I'm honored. In time, the brilliant child prodigy was scouted by Teko Ion, the all-knowing prodigy himself. Her post Ryugu, the largest biolab in history, where she was made vice director. There, with her genius, she developed a nerve chip. A device constraining a mind of an animal and swapping it with a different one. Yeah, Kodaka's worth it. This groundbreaking invention reinforced her position in the world of science. Her fame rose to unparalleled heights. However, one day it all came crashing down. Seren was arrested and put in jail. In a single night, she lost everything. Okay, but why? Oh, damn. Seren found herself in prison. She was kept in isolation, bound in chains. Treated as a slave would be in the distant past.
Hey,
what did Izaki do? Why is she the only one kept in chains? She's a famous genius scientist, right? I wonder why she's even here. Oh, that? Yeah, that looks like a mask. It's not part of her face. I heard she opposed her leader, Teko Ion. So she lost a political skirmish? No, from what I heard, she was involved in the worst crime in the history of Shuten. All other prisoners wondered what had happened. What kind of crime had Seren Izaki committed? But they couldn't find the answer. Why don't you ask her directly? Hello? What the hell have you done? Oh damn, I'm sorry. I'm sure I know you'll make it through the next 2 days, but I'm sorry that they're gonna be hectic. Are you out of your mind? You know what happens to those who get close to her? I know you will. Any contact with Seren Izaki was strictly prohibited. If anyone got close to her isolation cell, they would be shot without warning the moment they took one step too far. If she's that dangerous, why not just kill her? They drug her to keep her alive. Why? Come on, she's from the Ministry of Science. They kill her and mad docs will zero in on him. So they need to keep her alive even though she's dangerous? Saren was being kept alive in a catatonic state between life and death like a plant. My day was alright. I stayed in because it was raining. Mostly did some cleanup in my room. But she was pretty optimistic, so...
1848万9600 1848万9604 1848万9608
18,489,600, 18,489,604, 18,489,608. Saren kept an accurate record of seconds of her imprisonment. Nice. That sounds like a fun day. Singing practice. $18,489,600 seconds. Approximately 7 months.
リミットは残り約2116万8000
Roughly 21,168,000 seconds left until my limit. She even knew how much time she had left until the end of her life. No matter how drugged she was, she could survive here only about half a year longer. Bereft of a chance to show her talent, she intended to end her short life. However,
1848万9613 1848万9617 1848万9621
18,489,613, 18,489,617, 18,489,621. She wasn't grieving over her current condition. Counting seconds was all she was able to do. And so she did. But that was it. Day after day, Saren kept counting.
2177万2800 2177万2805 2177万2810
21,772,800, 21,772,805, 21,772,810.
2384万6400 2384万6405 2384万6410
She's really counting accurately. She's like Senku in Dr. Stone. He counted all the seconds he was encased in stone prior to him breaking out. 23,846,400, 23,846,405, 23,846,410.
2851万2000 2851万2005
Hey, Mushi, welcome on in.
2851万2010
Congrats on the new emotes. I think I saw some of them in the Discord. 28,512,000. 28,512,005. 28,500,012 and 10. Also, we gotta give Mushi a shout out. Tomorrow is her affiliate anniversary. And she's an amazing streamer. She's one of the best. I'm truly happy that it's been a year since like we both made affiliate. My anniversary will be in like a couple weeks. So yeah, Mushi, congratulations on 1 year as an affiliate. And one night, exactly a year after her imprisonment, a sign of change appeared in her solitary cell. Hey, won't you help me break out of here?
頼むよ
あんた天才なんだろ。知恵を貸してくれよ。
I think mine is on the 19th. I'll have to check. But I want to get something. But I have a really special idea planned for it. Wow. That's a good question. My Twitch account is over a decade old. I've been streaming on and off since 2015, but last year was the first year I did it regularly. I finally, like, last year was the first year I finally had a computer I could stream off of. So, I tried it for real. And I'm glad I did, because I met you awesome people. Yeah, but you guys are better. Please, you're a prodigy, ain't you? Make use of your brain for me. Sarah Nizaki was a famous genius. She might be helpful during the prison break. The woman sneaked to Sarah's cell without being seen by the guards.
フェーズ1、囚人の来訪。想定よりも早かったわね。
Ah, thank you, Alex. Phase 1, a prisoner's visit, sooner than anticipated.
は？フェイズ？
Huh? Phase what?
ねえ、あなたはなぜここから出たいの？
Yeah, Luda's awesome. And it really, it's, in that aspect, it's all thanks to Ava. Because if I never found her, I would have never found you, Luda. Say, why do you want to escape?
どうしてって決まってんだろう。ここにいたら殺されるからだよ。
Why? It's obvious. I'll get killed if I stay here. This was the largest jail in Shuten, the infamous The End. No one's ever left it alive. Primarily, violence and murder were forbidden by the precepts of Shuten order. But, as an exception, the Ministry of Security and such were allowed to use force. The prison guards could do to felons whatever they pleased. Deaths by accident were common.
どうせ殺されんなら一か八か脱獄したいんだよ。
If I'm gonna die anyway, I want to at least give it a shot and break out.
わずかな期待にかけるその心理は理解できるわ。私にすがる判断も悪くない。
I can understand your mindset to bet on such dire odds. Coming here was also a wise gamble.
ああ、どう考えてもあんたしかいねえんだ。頼む、知恵を。
Yes, after all, you're the only one I have. Please, you surely know something. The prisoner was pleading with her. However,
いいえ、知恵は貸せないわ。
no, I can't help you. Exactly, yeah.
なんでだよ。
Why?
私はあなたに恩がないもの。あなたのために私が動く理由がない。
I owe you nothing. There's no reason for me to work for you.
脱獄に成功したら必ずあんたを助けに戻る。それじゃあダメか。
I'll get you out of here once I'm free. Ain't that enough?
約束手形は交渉材料になり得ない。
A promise is worthless in negotiations.
未来を担保するのではなく、今この瞬間、最も価値あるものを差し出しなさい。
Give me the most valuable thing you have now.
んなこと言われてもよ。囚人に差し出せるものなんてあるわけねえだろ。
I'm a prisoner. I have nothing.
あるじゃない。生きとし生ける者にとって最も重い価値を持つものが。
Oh, I think you do. Something of the utmost value for a living creature.
重い価値。なんだよそれ。
I mean, hey, it's just a message. Worst can happen is nobody will ever respond. The hell nonsense he's sprouting. The prisoner tilted her head, but she never came to the answer. Oh no.
え、
And she's been shot. A dry sound echoed through the prison. Blood gushed out of the convict's chest.
くしょ。
Damn it. She fell face down, never to move again.
人目を盗んで独房に近づくとはな。たく、すばしっこい。
This is what you get for sneaking into the isolation cell, fool.
手間かけさせんじゃねえよ、カスが。
We have more work because of the likes of you. Guard spat on the dead woman's body and stomped on it with disdain. The corners of his lips were curled up in a sadistic smile.
おい江崎、他の囚人に妙な知恵吹き込んだりするんじゃねえぞ。
You better not inspire other inmates with your smarty pants blabbering, Azaki. Prison guard warned Saren through the iron railing.
ま、天才とはいえその状態じゃ何もできやしないだろうが。
Well, it's not like your wit can help you now anyway.
返しなさい。
Give it back.
あ？返す？
Huh? Give back what?
あなた今この囚人から命を奪ったでしょ。
You
ダメ
just...
よ。
You just
奪
took...
ったのならその分返してあげないと。
You just took her life. You take something, you have to return it.
単純な貸し借りも理解できない。
Simple. When you take something, you need to offer something of the same value. It was Saren's creed to keep everything in equilibrium. Ah, so I guess you could say she believes in the value of equivalent exchange.
ご忠告どうも。そこまで言うなら返してやる。てめえの顔に拳をな。
How dare you talk back to me? If you want something in return, how about my fist in your face? The enraged guard opened the cell's lock and entered. His clenched fist rose. Oh.
殴りすぎて拳が痛え。
Damn, I hurt my hand. Yeah, this is par for the course in this game. Like, we should be a little used to the fact that there's going to be some brutality in this game.
おい、これに懲りたら二度と生意気な口聞くんじゃねえぞ。
You should have learned by now to never talk back. With this, the prison guard, satisfied with his assault on Saren, left. Having lost the last of her dignity, the girl laid down on the floor like an old rag. Then,
その分奪い返したからイーブンパーね。
we're even. I took it back. Oh, you clever girl. Between Saren's toes was a small tablet. She had swiftly snatched the device that was dangling at the guard's hip.
でも足で操作するのはお行儀が悪いわね。
But it would be rude to operate it with my feet. She strained her muscles a bit and broke the chain shackling her hands. No, she didn't have monstrous power. Using her mouth, she systematically separated salt. What? Contained in the IV drug, she'd spat it on the chains every day. Oh my god. This girl is insane. Yeah, I think I know who you mean. Oh, wait. Damn it. Continuously exposed to salty water, the iron weakened. This was called deliquescence. First, Saren accessed camera footage from the surveillance cameras in the building. Then she started investigating the building's supplies.
パイプ、縄、紐、マッチ、シーツ、針金、電線、電球、工具、バーナー、火薬、ペットボトル。
Pipes, ropes, burners, bulbs, sheets, tools, wires, bottles, matches.
今時の監獄って何でもあるのね。
Everything I need.
ありがとう。あなたのおかげで私、自由の身になることができそうよ。
Thank you. It appears as if I can regain my freedom because of you. She spoke to the silent corpse, but she wasn't satisfied.
私に自由をくれたあなたには、最高の恩返しをしなくてはならないわ。
I have to give you something worthy in return for giving me freedom.
お礼にここから解放してあげるから。
I'll make it the prison break of the century as a token of my gratitude.
一人残らず、全員ね。
Free everyone. This day, the most notorious criminal in the history of Shuten silently escaped from jail. She escaped to finish the job she had left outside of the bars of her cell. Alright. That's the first part of this done. The guards who had imposed tyranny under the guise of authority met their end on this day in an armed uprising by the prisoners. Alright. We are now moved to the guards' quarters.
216番のデコに銃口を突きつけて、なんか面白いことやれっつったらさ、泣いて命乞い始めやがってさ。
I put my gun to 216's head to make him do something funny.
つまんねえから、つい手が滑っちゃったぜ。バーン。
His cries for mercy were born. My hand slipped.
うわ、お前ら今月何人やったよ。
Whoa, just how many people did you kill this month, guys?
俺5人。
5.
俺8人。
8.
やりすぎだろお前ら。ちなみに俺は13人な。
You're going too far. You're going too far. I snuffed 13, by the way.
お前が一番やってんじゃねえか。
And you dare complain? Man, these guys are just assholes. Prison guards were enjoying their liquor during their day shift. They always like talking about recently killed people over a bottle of booze. According to the shutenorder's doctrine, violence was a serious crime. But in a way of exception, the Ministry of Security and such were allowed to use force.
なんか最近打ち足りねえな。
I didn't get enough lately.
後でハント行く？
Wanna go for a hunt later?
いいね。全員で勝負しようぜ。
Don't have to ask me twice. Let's have a little competition.
囚人番号がそのままポイント数ね。
The inmates' numbers are the points you get. Power deprived them of their morals long ago. Murder was but a pastime for them. They were convinced that their rule would last forever. Until this day.
反乱だ。囚人どもが放棄した。全諸君、武装を固めて出動せよ。
Yeah, Alex, this is... Yeah, these guys are the absolute worst. And, like, even if you are a criminal, even if you deserve to go to prison, you still deserve a measure of dignity. You don't deserve this shit. Rebellion! Prisoners revolt! All guards to arms.
囚人どもが放棄？
What? A rebellion?
あいつらがどうやって戦うんだよ。
How the hell are they gonna fight?
大きるでも振り回してんじゃねえの？
Maybe they're using sticks or something?
うっせえなこのサイレン。
Someone turn off this damn siren. Even the sound of the alarm couldn't sober them up. This rebellion must be some trivial thing anyway. I have a feeling these guards who have been fucking around for however many years are about to find out.
銃声だと。
Was that a gunshot?
爆音も聞こえたぞ。
I heard explosions too. They put up their guard. But at that point, they were still calm.
あいつらがどこで銃を手に入れたか知らねえけど、どうせ安物の骨董品だろ。
I have no idea where they got guns, but it must be some cheap junk.
ああ、俺たちの装備は最新式だぜ。
Yeah, they stand no chance against our latest equipment.
俺らをおちょくる生意気な獲物に教えてやんねえとな。
We'll teach those bastards their place. They won't dare piss us off ever again. Their pride as the hunters gave them courage. They could suppress the revolt in no time. The window above their heads broke and in flew a missile-like object.
破片が目に。
Shards got into my eyes!
くそ、何なんだよ。
Damn, what is this? Missiles kept flying in. The enemy was nowhere to be seen. They couldn't fire back. Oh, you didn't like the siren noise? I'm glad it's gone too.
なんだこりゃ。ペットボトル。
What's this? A plastic bottle? Upon examining the missiles, they realized they were just plastic bottles.
ゴミを投げ込んだっつうことか。
Does this mean we're being bombarded with trash?
舐めやがってあいつら。
Those punks dare look down on us? The furious prison guards tried to counterattack. As they did. Yeah, that's understandable, Alex. Smoke started billowing out from the bottles.
前が見えね
Yeah, I think I remember that, Alex. I can't see a thing!
おい、換気扇回せ。
Turn on the fan.
おい、なんか息が。
Damn it! I can't breathe. Give me air.
誰か助け。
Someone help us. They grew dizzy. Then came shivers and nausea. They couldn't keep their eyes open. Smoke filled the room. And the prison guards lost consciousness. They were subdued in just a few seconds. They came to.
皆さん、お目覚めのようね。
Rise and shine, dears. They were surrounded by cons aiming their crude guns made of pipes and string. In the middle of the crowd,
え。江崎。セレン。
there stood the greatest prodigy in the entire history of the Shuten order. Thank you for the lurk, Mushy. Enjoy your time looking down on us.
江崎。お前どうやって鎖を解き上がった？
You, how did you break out of those chains?
砕いたの。科学の力で。懲戒ってご存知？
Science friend? Ever heard of deliquescence?
銃はどうした？どうやって手に入れた？
And the guns, where'd you get them?
作ったの。材料はそこら中に転がっていたから。
I made them. There were plenty of materials scattered all over the place.
嘘だ。銃なんて作れるはずが。
Shut it. There ain't no way you could just go ahead and make a gun. Oh, buddy. Wait till you learn about 3D printing.
みんな、銃の威力をお見せして。せーの、3、はい。
Guys, show them your power. 1, 2, 3. The prisoners fired their arms at once. It almost sounded like a signal. Those vicious inmates were following Saren's orders like loyal dogs.
銃がどうして勢いよく弾丸を発射できるかわかる？肝心なのはバレルの内部圧力を高めることなの。
You know how guns shoot bullets out with such force? A gun shoots a bullet using pressure in the barrel.
雷管内部の火薬が燃焼を開始すると、生じた火花はフラッシュホールを通過して、
A spark strikes the primer, causing it to explode.
こっちは水素ロケット。水を電気分解して水素を手に入れたのよ。
Hydrogen for these bombs I extracted from water.
薬剤保管庫にクエン酸があったから使わせてもらったわ。
Citric acid was in the drug
イグニッションに
storage.
使用したのは、そうそう、あなたたちの意識を奪ったのはニッケルカルボニル。
You passed out to nickel carbonyl.
資材倉庫にニッケルがあったから CO と触れさせて。
I exposed the nickel from the storehouse to carbon monoxide. Saren explained the construction of her weapons like a school teacher. The prison guard gasped. They had severe regrets. They should have killed this monster. She used to be close with the leader of the Ministry of Science. If they'd gotten rid of her, they could have fallen in disgrace with the Ministry. They kept her alive for political reasons, but it seems like that was a serious mistake. Oh man, this feels really cathartic.
江崎、放棄の目的は何だ？なぜ私たちをこんな目に遭わせる？
What the hell do you want? Why are you doing this to us? Cathartic. It basically means like, I'll look it up. Basically means, you know, it's basically described as getting relief through the open expression of strong emotions. In this case, we're relieved that these prisoners are no longer being mistreated, but also have the power over their guards. The man asked, trying to sound brave.
聞きたいのはこちらの方よ。なぜあなたたちは私たちに暴力を振るうのかしら。
That's my
獄長さん。
That's my line. Why did you abuse us? What do you say, Mr. Warden?
それが私たちの仕事だからだ。貴様ら犯罪者がのうのうと生きている方がおかしいだろう。
That's our job. You wanted us to let scumbags like you enjoy your happy-go-lucky lives?
確かに私たち犯罪者は抑圧されてしかるべしよね。国家の法を犯したのだから。
Certainly criminals should be suppressed and punished. We broke the country's law.
そうだ。貴様らは何をされても文句を言えないゴミで。
That's right. You're in no place to complain, useless trash.
でもね、あなたたちは奪いすぎなの。
But you took too much.
かつて罪人は殺されて当然だったわ。
Formerly, criminals were killed.
捕らえられた罪人は広場に連れ出され、囚人監視の中、処刑人に命を奪われていたの。
Taken to a square and publicly executed. Damn, this image. Oh man, like being bathed in light. Saren suddenly started telling a story, like a professor at the podium.
でも近代以降処刑は徐々に姿を消して、代わりに誕生したのが犯罪者から自由を奪い取る装置、
But now the death sentence is not so common.
すなわち監獄よ。
Instead of lives, freedom is taken.
犯罪者は自由を差し出すことで監獄内で生きる権利を手に入れた。
And so the
Now
prison
then.
was made. In exchange for freedom, we get the right to live here.
あなたたちは自由と命、二つのものを私たちから奪い取っているの。
But you took
これは
both.
明らかに奪いすぎよ。
Our freedom and lives. That's too much.
返してもらうわ。私たちから奪いすぎた分を。
So I'm going to take it back. We'll retrieve the excess that you took from us. Damn, this image. Oh, she's reveling in it.
私たちをどうするつもりだ。
What are you going to do to us?
命だけは助けてあげる。私たちが自由であるとあなたが宣誓するならね。
I'll let you live, provided that you pledge our freedom.
自由になりたいのなら勝手に脱獄しろ。私の許可を取る必要などないだろう。
If you want to be free, just break out of here. You don't need my permission.
いいえ、手続きは大切よ。
No, formalities are crucial.
あなたの口から宣誓していただかないと私たちの魂が真に解放されることはない。
Without your oath, our souls will never be free.
さあ、言いなさい。あなたの口で私たち囚人の自由を宣誓するの。
Say it. Declare freedom for all convicts here. We want to hear it from you. Oh, this is so badass. And so he pronounced the criminals free people. There could be no greater humiliation for the prison warden. But he had no choice.
宣誓する。お前らは自由だ。
I swear, I call you free men. His declaration took the prisoners' breaths away. They couldn't believe the scene that would have just played out in front of them. Yeah, I can't believe it either. This is bonkers. The abused felons fought the warden himself into submission.
よくできました。フェーズ2、革命はこれをもって完了よ。
Good job. Phase 2, revolt complete.
さあみんな、勝ち時をあげましょう。
Okay, guys, give me a shout of victory. At Saren's signal, the room exploded with joyful shouts from the convicts.
マジかよ、信じらんねえ。
I can't believe this.
監獄を陥落させちまったぜ、私たち。
We crushed this prison.
自由だ、自由だ。
We're free.
早く出ようぜ、外。
Let's get out of here.
いや待て、その前に。
Wait, before that?
セレンさん、セレンさん。
Saren,
ありがとう、ありがとう。
thank you.
あんたは俺たちの救世主だぜ。
You're our savior.
なあ、次は何をすればいい？あんたの指示なら何でもするぜ。
And what should we do next? We'll follow your lead. A new belief began to sprout. This masked girl brought them salvation. She was their messiah. Again, this is why the religion trigger warning is in there. Doesn't take much to be seen as a savior to the people of Shuten. Anything would go well should they follow her. If she led the way, they suddenly
動くな。
freeze. Their happiness was brief. The prisoners were surrounded by corpses that had suddenly raided the facility. Well, damn. Part 3, Conclusion and Win. The prisoners enjoyed their victory only briefly as the Ministry of Security stormed in. Leading them was none other than Saren. What the fuck? Did I just read that correctly? She ratted them out? Damn, this girl is cold.
動くな。すでに包囲は完了している。囚人は両手を上げて身を捨てろ。さもなくば撃つ。
You're surrounded. Put your hands up and lie face down, otherwise we'll shoot. It was the Ministry of Security. They had the strongest army corps at their disposal to protect order in Shuten.
警備省
It's the Ministry.
やべえよ、殺される。
Damn, we're as good as dead. Why did they come here? Convicts were confused. Saren said that they didn't come to the prison at all.
監獄は警備省の下部組織でありながら、警備省と長年にわたって対立を続けているの。
The prison is subordinate to the ministry.
監獄は決して警備省を頼らないし、警備省も監獄を助けない。
But they've been in conflict for years. Still, they were here. Could Serenezaki be wrong? Prisoners were shaken.
セレンさん
What should we do? Still, they had no choice but to follow her. Everything would be alright. Saren was a genius after all. She surely could overturn even such a hopeless situation. But then... something rather unexpected happened.
お久しぶりです、江崎博士。囚人放棄の通報、心より感謝いたします。
Oh, fuck. Dr. Izaki, long time no see. Thank you for reporting the revolt.
いいえ、こちらこそありがとう。最高のタイミングだったわ。
Anytime. Thank you. Your timing was impeccable. Oh, damn. Their leader was talking to a man who seemed to be the ministry's officer.
はい。これが約束の品よ。監獄がロンダリングに使っているフロント企業と隠し口座の一覧。
This is the promised list of front companies and secret accounts used for laundering.
おお、これは。
Whoa, this is...
まったく嘆かわしい。
Warden, how could...
極超閣下、いけませんな。終天教の正義の守り手がまさか汚職に手を染めるとは。
The man meant to protect justice was involved in dirty business?
なんだ貴様、出て行け。ここは監獄だぞ。警備省ごときが立ち入っていい場所ではない。
Bastard, get out of here. This is the prison. You have no right to be here.
おや、そのような態度をとってよろしいのですか。このリストが明るみに出ても。
Oh? Are you sure you can talk to me like that? What if this list sees the light of day?
脅すつもりか。
Are you threatening me?
いいえ、これは単なる忠告です。下部組織は下部組織らしく、我らにおとなしく従うべきかと。
It's a friendly reminder. We demand our subordinates to follow our orders. I don't think you're wrong, Alex. I really don't.
態度次第では、私のところでこの資料を握りつぶして差し上げても。
Or else... They thought that the ministry would take control, but it didn't look like it.
セレンさん、これは。
Saren, what's this all about?
警備省の知り合いに頼まれたの。監獄の不正の証拠を掴んでほしいって。
The ministry asked me to find the proof of the prison's dirty business.
頼まれたって。
What do you mean?
でも、さすがに監獄の警備は厳重ね。通常の手段では、とても資料室まではたどり着けない。
Security is tight. You can't just waltz into the archives.
騒ぎを起こし、警備に隙を作る必要があったの。その
So,
ために。
so I created a diversion.
私たちを焚きつけたってわけかよ。
That's why you incited us? The prisoners became acutely aware of Saren's ulterior motive. She gave them weapons to rebel with and used the commotion to sneak into the archives. And she only secured her own safety.
あんた、俺たちを利用したのか。
You used us.
利用した。そのような見方もできなくはないわ。事象は認知の角度次第で性質が変化するから。
You can certainly see it that way. The perception changes depending on the point of view.
ざけんな。
You've got to be kidding. They moved to grab Saren, but were stopped just in time. The army's guns were aimed right at them. Resistance would be pointless. If they wanted to live, all they could do was raise their hands. Their brief dream had ended. Prisoners were taken back to their cells. The sounds of locking cell doors echoed throughout the building.
ちくしょう、もう少しだったのによ。
Damn, we were so close!
なあ、俺たちこれからどうなんだ。
Hey, what'll happen to us now?
決まってんだろ。処刑だよ。
Death sentence, obviously. The prisoners pondered quietly in their locked cells. With their shoulders slumped, they could only wait for death. But something much worse could happen. It was too much.
江崎の野郎、よくも私たちを利用しやがって。
That woman. How could she take advantage of us? Oh, and thank you for the streak, Alex. Thank you for the 34.
見事に利用されちまったな、俺ら。
She got us right where she wanted us.
最初からおかしいと思ってたんだよ。俺は。
I knew something was off from the start.
どうせ殺されんなら、江崎を道連れにしてやりてえ。
If I'm gonna die anyway, I want to at least take her with me.
道連れなんて無理に決まってんだろ。あいつ今頃もう監獄の外に。
You know you can't. She's long gone now.
いいえ、私はどこにも行かないわ。
No, I'm here. They looked up to see Saren in front of their cells.
てめえ、江崎！
You.
なんだよ、俺たちを笑いに来たのか。
What do you want? Did you come to have the last laugh?
この悪魔！
Monster!
処刑されたら、てめえを呪う。
If I get a death sentence, I'm gonna curse you right before I die.
どんな手使ってもお前だけは！
No matter the cost, I'll make you pay for this. Although just moments ago they proclaimed her a messiah, she was now their devil. She didn't even frown.
牢屋越しに話していても仕方がないわ。まずはみんな外に出て。
I have no intention of talking to you through these bars. Come out.
は
What? She produced a ring of keys from her pocket. Surely the prison guards just had them. She's letting them out again? Saren opened the cells of the dumbfounded prisoners, one after another. She didn't look down on them. She was completely unfazed. The released prisoners stared at her in a daze.
なあ、あんた。一体何なんだよ。
Hey, what the hell are you trying to do?
なんだとは？
Care to explain what you mean?
私たちのこと裏切ったんじゃなかったのか。
You just betrayed us, didn't you?
あなたたちが私に見当違いの期待をしていただけよ。私にどうして欲しかったの？
Your expectations were misdirected. What did you want me to do?
そりゃもちろん俺たちを脱獄。
Help us break free, of course.
もしもあなたたちが監獄の外に逃げていたら、警備省から追っ手がかかってすぐに殺されていたはずよ。
If you escaped, the ministry would have caught you, and you'd already be dead by now.
いや、でも。
But
だいたい外に出てどうするつもりだったの？仕事は？住む場所は？
what were you going to do outside? What about work? What about a place to live? Well, They were focused on breaking free so badly that the thought hadn't crossed their minds.
過度な自由は身を滅ぼすわ。奪いすぎてはいけないの。これは摂理よ。覚えておいて。
Too much freedom would ruin you. You can't take too much. This is the law of nature.
でもよ、監獄にいたってどうせ殺されるじゃねえか。だったらいっそ。
But they'll kill us if we stay here. In that case.
いいえ。今後、あなたたちが監獄内で不当に殺されることはなくなるわ。
No, you won't be lawlessly killed here anymore.
ほれ。
Look.
お金を稼いで立場を得れば、あなたたちが不当に虐げられることはなくなるわ。
If you're in a position where you earn for your keep, no one will oppress you. Oh wait, is she seriously instituting prison reform right now? She might not be so cold after all. On the prison wall, she projected a plan of her business venture.
フェーズ3。
Phase 3.
起業をスタートしましょう。
You're fine, Alex. You're totally fine. Phase 3. Start a business. Phase 4. Question mark. Phase 5. Profit. She envisioned a temporary employment agency. Prisoners would be sent to plants and such to work as laborers or drivers. If they paid their wages to the prison or the ministry, they wouldn't be killed anymore. However, there's no way we can make money.
俺たちの使いなさなめんなよ。
Stop using us.
稼げるやつが犯罪者になるわけねえだろ。
Someone who can earn a salary wouldn't become a criminal in the first place.
学がねえんだ、私たちは。
I have no education,
ついでにスキルもね。
and I have no skills.
俺なんて足し算もできないぜ。
I can't even add. They were useless. Such useless scum could never make money. Long-term imprisonment caused them to believe that they were failures. Saren still didn't give up on them.
いいえ。あなたたちは決して無能ではないわ。単に学習の機会を得られなかっただけ。
You aren't useless. You just didn't have a chance to learn.
さあ、これをかぶって。
Here, wear these. She took out full face helmets.
なんでヘルメット？
Oh, why are you giving us those?
これかぶって働けってか？
You want us to wear them at work?
さすがにヘルメットでその気になるほど俺たちは子供じゃねえぞ。
We're not children. Helmets won't motivate us. They were unamused, showing no interest towards the headwear.
だいたいよ、俺たちは労働に向いてねえんだわ。
We're just not cut out for labor.
ああ、いくら金稼ぐためとはいえ、へこへこ頭下げたりなんてできねえよ。
Yeah, no matter how much cash there's to earn, we ain't gonna bow our heads.
猫なで声で客に媚び売るとか無理だろ。無理。
I could never flatter a customer with a coaxing
つ
voice.
うわけだからよ、セレンさん。俺たちを働かそうとするのは諦めてくれよ。
It's impossible, Saren. Stop trying to make us work.
働くくらいなら死んだ方がマシだぜ。
I'd rather die than work.
私たちは
We're...
俺たちは
We're...
絶対働かねえからな。
never gonna work. Well, damn. Well, time for part 4. What can pay? Under Saren's proposal, the prisoner started a business and began working. The company was thriving, but the guards weren't pleased. Alright, we have an ad break starting in a little over a minute. I do not play during ad breaks, so enjoy the 3 minutes of downtime, and I'll resume the game when we get back. And prison cells at the end. 2 months later.
はい、先日はどうもごちそうさま。ご制約ですか？ありがとうございます。
Okay, thank you for the other day. A contract?
すぐに書類を送らせていただきますね。はい。
Sure, let me send you the documents.
弊社に受注させてください。必ずや期待に応えてご覧に入れます。お願いします。
Well, let us take that on. We'll see to it that the job is done. Thank you.
それじゃあ今日も元気に現場行ってきます。
I'm going to the site. See you later. The conditions in prison changed drastically. Yeah, I'll say this looks like a nice place to be now. The convicts rented a room in prison to have an office. They work day and night. Typically, a prisoner cannot leave the premises, but they receive repentance labor permits allowing them to go outside. Yeah, this is not so bad. This arc has done a good job of stringing us along. Prison Temp wasn't a typical agency. It was a group of specialized professionals. That's what was written on their homepage. Extra large vehicle driver. Unique construction designer. And there's the ad break, folks. I'll see you in 3 minutes. I'm happy that I can provide you a little bit of an escape, Alex. Excuse me. I'm glad I can be of some help. I really am. Alright, we are back. feeling once again. Ooh, you're that tired? Oh, rest is important. Okay, alright. Dangerous goods manager. There are only a few such specialists in the world. Prisons have responded to demand. It developed rapidly. And its CEO was...
社長、業績は順調に推移しています。
Mrs. Aki, we did it with
この
this!
分なら警備省への上納金は借り入れなしで支払うことが可能です。
We can pay the ministry without loans.
油断してはダメよ。そろそろ競合他社が嫉妬して妨害工作を仕掛けてくる頃合いだから。
Don't rest on those laurels. Rival companies will start acting to obstruct us soon.
そうなる前に手を打つの。警備省の OB をトラブルシューターとして雇い入れておきましょう。
We'll take precautions. I hired a troubleshooter from the ministry.
はい、すぐにリストアップを進めます。
Sure, I'll proceed with the listing.
それから法務省の独占禁止委員会の皆様に賄賂を。そろそろ調査が入るはずだから。
Bribe the ministry's Fair Trade Commission before the investigation starts. Saren, the CEO, had talent to sense danger. Alright, you think it'll be fully charged by the morning? That was the key to the company's rapid growth.
社長はどうして先のことがわかるのでしょう。まるで未来を見ているみたいに。
How do you know what happens next? Can you see the future?
私が見ているのは未来ではなく摂理。
I see no future, just loss.
はあ、摂理？
Loss?
一つ得れば一つ失う。一つ失えば一つ得る。この世界はそういう風にできているの。
You gain something, you lose something. This is how the world is constructed. Well, that's good, Alex. That's why.
せっかく手にしたものを奪われたくなかったら、あらかじめ差し出さなくてはいけないわ。
If you don't want to lose what you gained, you need to give something in advance. Saren was very careful about sharing gains, so that they didn't gain too much alone. She didn't want to oppose the laws. Otherwise, there would be punishment. She knew that from her own experience. But it would be pointless to care only about it. Evil sometimes comes like a catastrophe.
Na, どう思うよ。
Alright, that's fair, Alex. That means I get you for another 51 minutes. Give or take. What do you think?
どうって何がだよ。
決まってんだろ。あのカスどもの会社だよ。
About that stupid company, of course.
週刊中の犯罪者が会社を起こして大儲け。いやもう末だぜ。ふざけるにも程があんだろ。
You gotta be kidding me. The world is ending.
ああ、犯罪者が幅利かせるようになったらこの国はおしまいだぜ。
Yeah, this country is over if criminals are so well off.
大体よ。おか
This
し
is
い
weird.
と思わねえか。あいつらがスペシャリストとしてもてはやされるなんてよ。
How can they be lionized as specialists? What even constitutes a company? They used to be trash, prey.
絶対何かからくりがあるはずだぜ。
Someone's pulling the strings behind the curtain for sure.
みんな騙されてるに決まってるわ。
We're being tricked.
こりゃ詐欺だぜ。
This is fraud.
許せねえよな。
It pisses me off.
正義のためにあいつらをぶっ潰してやんねえと。
We gotta smash him for the sake of justice. Yeah, this is gonna get ugly. Oh, nice. I had dumplings for lunch. In other words, it was envy. They couldn't bear the thought that people they detested were successful.
けどよ、あいつらを殺しちまったら高い酒が飲めなくなっちまうんだよな。
But if we kill them, we won't be able to drink this fancy booze anymore. Prison guards were getting a lot of donations from Saren's company. Consequently, the standard of their lives greatly improved. They could buy quality liquor. Shrimp. I had shrimp.
くそ、どうすりゃいいんだ。
Damn, what should we do? Still, they couldn't bear it. It would be a pity to lose their cash flow, pride or money. After thinking it through, they came to a conclusion.
江崎、お前の会社を俺たちに譲渡しろ。
Izaki, give that business to us. They could simply take over the company. That was the conclusion they came to.
そんなに会社が欲しいならあげてもいいわ。
If you want it that much, I'll give it to you. Saren agreed to the transfer of the company with surprising ease.
賢明じゃねえか。さすが天才だな。
I love salmon and tuna myself. Smarty pants, I see that you aren't called genius for nothing.
それじゃあ早速譲渡の契約書にサインを。
Then sign this transfer agreement now
そ
and...
れであなたたちは何を差し出すの？
And what is your offer?
ああ、差し出す。
Huh? What?
当然でしょ。奪うのならその分何かを返さなくてはいけないわ。
It's simple. If you take something, you need to give something in return.
もったいぶってんじゃねえよ。どうせ詐欺みたいなやり口で大きくした会社だろうが。
Don't be so cocky. After all, you developed this company through fraud.
詐欺？いいえ。うちの会社を大きくしたのは囚人の真っ当な努力。あの子
What?
たちは立派よ。
No, the hard work of people is what let it grow. They're impressive.
放棄して働いて自らの人生を惜しげもなく捧げることで新たな人生を勝ち取ったのだから。
They revolted, now they work.
それに比べて
They sacrificed their old lives to gain new ones.
本当に何もないのね、あなたたちって。
Compared to them, you have nothing. You couldn't get good jobs and ended up here.
省庁に就職できず仕方なく監獄に勤め、
You don't like it here,
待
but you're
遇に
stuck.
不満はあるのに転職する能力はなく、せめて真面目に働けばいいものを現実と向き合う勇気がないから
So you
お
drink
酒
to
に逃げて
escape
ばかりいる。
that sad reality.
本当にないない尽くし。何も差し出せるものがないから奪ってばかりいるのでしょう。
You have nothing to give, so you only take.
哀れね。
Pathetic. Everything she said was true. They didn't want to hear it. And the prisoners...
お前ごときがこの俺を。
How dare some chick.
おい、よせ。
Mate, don't.
見下すんじゃね
Look down on me.
え。よせ。
Stop. Saren had connections in the Ministry of Security. They couldn't get rid of him. Despite knowing that, the man couldn't control himself. Enraged, he shot his gun. And when he calmed down, Saren's body was riddled with bullets. She wasn't breathing. Oh my god. This is so fucked. Alright. Dream or reality? A guard impulsively shot and killed Saren. She should have died, but... On November 23rd. Back in the warehouse.
お前何してんだよ。江崎を殺すのはまずいってあれほど。
What have you done? You snuffed Ezaki. We're in a jeep now, man. Yeah, it
こ
really
いつ
did.
が悪いんだ。俺をバカにしやがるから。
That was her fault for looking down on me.
いいから早く逃げるぞ。見つかったらまずい。
Whatever, dude. Let's get away from here before someone sees us. The guards dashed out of the room. It's fine. She was a prisoner to begin with. They only killed an inmate. What's the big deal? What? Holy shit. They opened the door to see Saren, whose dead body they had just left behind.
なんで生きて。
Why are you alive?
お腹に風穴が開いてしまったわ。
I think we're going to find that out really soon, Alex. You made a hole in my stomach.
ねえ、返して。
Now I need something in return.
返す。
In return?
あなたの撃った銃弾で随分血肉を失ったわ。
I
だか
lost.
らその分を返してほしいの。
I lost quite a bit of flesh to your bullets. Give me back its worth.
奪ったものは返さなくてはいけないのよ。
You need to return what you take. The bloody demon raised her hands and drew near. Really? They showered her with bullets. Oh my god. Thoroughly. So that she'd never come back to life again. They had to kill her for certain. Get rid of this monster right here and now. When they ran out of bullets, they closed the door and stood breathing heavily. It was fine. She was a monster anyway. They riddled her with bullets, turning her into a pile of disjointed flesh. They did the right thing. They exterminated a monster and regained the peace in Shuten.
ねえ、返して。
Give it back. What? They just massacred the abomination. How could she still be alive?
奪ったら返さなくてはいけないのよ。
You need to return what you have taken. She took a step closer.
ねえ、返して。
Give it back. Their clips were already empty.
返して。
Give it back. There was nowhere to run. I'm willing to bet that it's a combination of both, Alex.
やはりよからぬことを企んでいたのね。強欲は身を滅ぼすとなぜわからないのかしら。
Okay. That was one hell of a plot twist. You're plotting something nasty. Don't you know that greed ruins you?
早めに捕まえといて正解でしたね。
We were right to capture them earlier.
捕まえたっつうか、こいつらが勝手に酔いつぶれてたんだけどな。
Capture? They were wasted by the time we did anything.
社長、このバカどもどうします？
Mizuzaki, what should we do with them?
酒瓶を抱かせてゴミ捨て場に置いておきなさい。
Give them a bottle to embrace and leave them by the dumpster where they belong.
うっす。
Yes, ma'am. Screaming guards were taken out of the room and silenced. This was Saren's laboratory. In the center was a high-spec computer. It was surrounded by beds. A helmet lay beside each pillow.
それでは梅雨払いも済んだことだし、私たちも行きましょう。私たちの世界に。
With this, the way's cleared, so let's go to our world. Saren put on her helmet and lay down on a bed.
交際認証オン。認証ナンバー S00003。
Retinal authorization on. Authentication number S0003.
電脳空間草薙にようこそいらっしゃいました。我らが創造主。
Welcome to Kusanagi Cyberspace. We are the founders.
ご来訪を心より歓迎いたします。
Thank you for coming. Saren, who was lying in bed one moment, disappeared into a different dimension.
いつ見ても美しいですね。私たちの学び屋電脳空間草薙は。
This place is beautiful as usual. Our school, Kusanagi Cyberspace.
ええ、ずいぶん解像度が上がったわ。それに物理演算も正常に作用しているようね。
Yes, the resolution has improved. The physics operate better too.
ええ、まさにリアルそのものかと。
It looks like it's real. It was a different world created by Saren. Long ago, this technology used to be called VR or full dive. The prisoners' minds were converted into avatars. As for what they were doing,
皆学びに精を出しているようですね。
Dr. Manhattan? It seems like you're all studying diligently. This whole space was a vocational school for the convicts. The AI course that Saren made from scratch gave them knowledge and skills needed to work. And they could put it into practice immediately.
草薙はまさに理想的な職業学校と言えましょう。
Kusanagi is a perfect vocational school
最高の指導、繰り返される実践、
with the
そ
best
して何より
guidance and training.
ここにはリアルの約10倍の時間があるのですから。
Here we have 10 times as much time in the real world. In the space of consciousness, the flow of time was different. You could spend 10 days here while only one day passed in the real world. It's the hyperbolic time chamber, folks. In this place, prisoners would undergo training to improve their skills. When they were ready, they would be dispatched as temp workers. This was the mechanism behind the sudden growth of prison temp created by Saren. But even with such a perfect environment, not everything was going smoothly.
いちいち煽ってきやがって。てめえ。
Just stop pissing me off.
あ？八つ当たりか。てめえが下手くそなのがいけねえんだろうが。
Huh? Look who's talking. It was you who screwed up. Prisoners suddenly began arguing.
こら、あなたたち。喧嘩はよしなさい。社長の前ですよ。
Guys, no fighting. The CEO is watching. Look. Girls, you're both beautiful. Knock it off. The secretary desperately tried to stop them, but to no avail. Instead, they got even more heated.
授業なんてやってられっか。おい、リアルに出ろ。てめえだけはぶっ殺してやる。
I can't focus on class at this rate. Come on, let's go topside, and I'll show you.
望むところだ。スパナで頭かち割ってやるよ。
Works for me. I'll crush your stupid head with a wrench. Sir, I do not think you know what a wrench is. The prisoners were violent folk. His fights and quarrels were an everyday occurrence. For a while, their fights became more brutal, and the business plan experienced a setback. However, help came from the least expected place.
こらー！先生方に迷惑かけてんじゃねえぞ、てめえら！
I heard that from somewhere, I just don't remember where. It might have been a meme. Hey, don't obstruct the teachers from doing their job. Suddenly, a motorcycle gang appeared before them. Their flag said Disciplinary Committee. They surrounded the men in no time.
俺たちクズを導いてくださる先生方を困らせてんじゃねえよ。
The teachers are guiding us, losers.
これ以上やるってんなら喧嘩両成敗だ。
Do you want to destroy us all?
一緒にぶっ潰されてえか。
ウーさん。すみません。
Koo, sorry.
違うんです。俺たちちょっとふざけてただけで。
No, we were just fooling around.
喧嘩すんなとは言わねえよ。けどな、場所は選べ。筋は通せ。
You can fight if you want, but not here.
俺たちクズにチャンスを与えてくれた先生方への恩を仇で返すんじゃねえ。
Follow the rules and show some respect.
はい。
Yes, sir.
ちゃんと勉強しますから。
Right, we'll study.
自称風紀委員会。少々そやではありますが、
I
文
mean,
句は言えませんね。
he is basically a motorcycle punk. He's also like the guy, but he's more like the guy from 100 Line. Whose name I can't remember right now. Our self-proclaimed committee might be a bit rough,
我々も彼らに助けられていますし。
but they certainly are effective.
そうね。彼らはいわば必要悪。
They're a necessary evil. Fights were frequent in the newly established Kusanagi. The disciplinary committee was there to maintain order. Yeah, Takemaru. Thank you. And Ku Otsuki was the leader. He was a charismatic boy known for his ability to keep the peace at the end. When he got angry, no one was able to utter a word of objection. That's Ku Otsuki? That can't be right. Except for one person.
クー君、喧嘩はよしなさい。
Ku, no fighting.
江崎博士、お疲れっす。
Dr. Exaki, good afternoon. Ku sat up straight the moment Saren spoke to him. Now he's sounding like the guy we know. But yeah, I know, he looks nothing like him.
あなた、見かけるたびに柄が悪くなるのね。また勝手にアバターを変えたでしょ。
There it is. You're getting rougher every time I see you. You changed your avatar without permission again.
これはちょっとした改造で。
I just improved it a bit.
ダメじゃない。アバターの無断改造は 高速で禁止されているはずでしょ。
You shouldn't do that. You need my permission to alter your avatar.
いや俺元の体がヘナチョコだからアバターで持っとかないと舐められんだよ。
But my real body is so useless. I gotta use my avatar to gain respect.
言い訳は後で聞くわ。校長室に来なさい。お説教よ。
I'll hear your excuses later. Come to the principal's office. We need to talk.
俺これからメンバーと巡回に。
But I was gonna go on a patrol.
さあ、早く。
Hurry up. Saren took him with her. Oh my god, this is too funny. This is too good. Oh my god, I love this. This is so funny. She held his hand in front of everyone, causing the boy to blush.
いつも暑いね。羨ましいぜ。
Get a room, you two. I envy you.
プーさん、お幸せに。
Be happy, Koo.
うっせえてめえら。見せもんじゃね
Shut up and don't stare. There have been gossip in Kusanagi lately about the prodigy girl Serenezaki and the hooligan boy Ku Otsuki. Would they be an item?
え。勘弁してくれよ江崎博士。俺は一応風紀委員のリーダーなんだぜ。
Come on, Dr. Izaki. I'm the leader. Don't do
あ
that.
んな風に連れてかれたら下の門に示しってもんが。
I'll lose my respect.
あなたが校則に違反するのが悪いのよ。もう少しおとなしくなさい。
It's your fault for breaking the school rules. Now calm down and come with me.
おとなしくなんてできるわけねえだろ。リーダーは駆けずり回ってなんぼじゃねえか。
Calm down. The leader has to do everything he can to maintain order.
いいえ、安静にしていなきゃダメ。心臓の調子だってあまり良くないのでしょ。
No, you need to stay calm. This is bad for your heart too.
いや、それは確かにそうだけどよ。
Well, that's true. In the real world, Ku had been hospitalized with a severe heart condition. He was making full dives to this world straight from his hospital bed.
精神と肉体は密接に結びついてる。あまり興奮しないようにしないと。
Yeah, this is one hell of a twist. Mental and physical conditions are closely related. You mustn't get so agitated.
だから心配いらねえって。病は気からって言うだろ。
I told you not to worry.
ここで元気にしてりゃ、リアルの病も必ず治る。
I'll feel good in reality if I feel good here.
医療は科学よ。プラセボで重病が治るわけないでしょ。
Medicine is silence. Medicine is science. Illnesses aren't cured with placebos.
いや、でもよ。じっとしてる方が俺の体には毒なんだよ。気が流行って心拍数が跳ね上がるぜ。
But I feel worse when I'm just lying around doing nothing. I pass out with a high pulse.
なあ、ちくしょう。俺も早く心臓直して仕事に出て
Ah, damn it. I want to get healthy and start working too. No, they are not a joke. He was always like this. When he wasn't asleep, he used all his time looking for something to do.
どうしてあなたはそんなにも落ち着きがないのかしら。
Why are you always so fidgety?
決まってんだろ。俺に落ち着く資格がねえからだよ。
Because I have no right to settle down.
俺に穏やかな時間なんてあっていいわけがねえんだ。
I can't spend my time quietly.
江崎博士だって知ってんだろ。俺は人殺しだぜ。
You know I'm a murderer, Doc. Ku deeply regretted the hit and run he committed in the past. He wanted to help others as a way to repent. But due to his illness, he couldn't work in the real world. That frustration led to extreme and reckless actions. His way of thinking and behaving were hard to understand for normal people. That's exactly why he was so fascinating. Saren liked him. He was a true outlaw, raised in the street. He had nothing. He was motivated, but he didn't have any special skills. Hey, whatever helps you cope with the anxiety. No judgment here. Still, the prisoners followed him. Why was he so popular? Saren didn't know the law of the streets. If she didn't know something, it meant she had to research it.
クー君は罪の償いをしたいのよね。
Koo, you want to atone for your sin, right?
ああ、そのためなら何だってする。
Yeah, I'd do anything.
だったら私の研究に協力なさい。科学への貢献は立派な善行だから。
If so, help me with my research. Contributing to science is a good deed.
さあ、またあれをやるわよ。
Let's do it again. She took Koo to her desk.
大月クー、あなたは誰？
Who are you, Kuotsuki?
ストリートキッズだ。路上が俺の根城だよ。
I grew up on the streets. The road is my fortress.
大月クー、あなたは誰？
Who are you, Kuotsuki?
ひき逃げ犯。女を殺した最低のクズだ。
I'm guilty of a hit and run. I'm trash who killed a woman.
大月クー、あなたは誰？
Who are you, Kuotsuki?
俺は捨て子だ。母さんは俺と同じ心臓の病気で死んで。
I'm an abandoned child. My mom died of heart disease.
残された俺は親戚に引き取ってもらえなかったんだ。
My relatives didn't want me.
大月クー、あなたは？
Who are you, Kuotsuki? Every time Saren brought Koo to her office, she asked him this question like a ritual. Asked thousands of questions, conducted psychological tests, made him draw and play chess. She was staring into the flowchart depicting his thought pattern.
大月クー、路上のリーダー。仲間のストリートキッズを家族とみなし、強い情愛を注いでいる。
Kuotsuki, the king of the road. Other street kids are your family. You love them.
身内への強い情愛はコンプレックスの裏返し。
On the other side,
路上に放り出された過去の自分を救済しようとしているのかしら。
you have a complex and seek salvation. Thanks to her research, Saren was almost able to understand his way of thinking. Flowchart was almost done.
完
Almost.
成度 99%。
99% complete. It was not yet 100%. There was one piece
ク
left.
ー君はどうして？
Koo, why? Why did he leave the woman he hit with his motorcycle to die? Alright, impiety and honor. I wonder how long this goes on for. Why had the beloved Ku abandoned the victim and become a hit-and-run offender? There must have been something behind it. Ku Otsuki, a homeless street kid. His father had vanished before Ku was born. His mother raised him on her own. But she died from heart disease when he was little. The devastated boy had been handed from one relative to the next, and abandoned in the end. He was alone. In order to survive, he joined the street kids. Together, they committed petty theft using cars and motorcycles. Self-taught drivers raced together through town. Alright, Alex. You rest well, my friend. Have a good night. He had earned his comrades' trust. Eventually, he became their leader. He came from nothing but had found a new family. That family was more important than anything else. Well, yep, I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks to her research, Saren understood Ku's past well. But it was not yet 100%. There was just one thing left that she didn't know about him.
Ku君、そろそろ話してくれないかしら。あなたがひき逃げをした時の心境を。
Ku, will you tell me about your state of mind when you ran away from the accident?
だから何度も話したじゃねえか。
I've told you many times already.
もしもリーダーの俺が捕まったら家族が路頭に迷うかもしれねえだろ。
I was the leader. If I was arrested, my family would be lost.
逃げなきゃダメだ。そう思っちまったんだよ。
I had to run. That's it. Didn't seem to be lying. But
いいえ、それは嘘よ。
that's not true. She had come to this conclusion. According to the ministry report, the victim had still been breathing when he ran. She could have been saved had he called an ambulance. Was Ku so cruel as to leave the poor victim behind? If he'd been so despicable, he wouldn't have been so popular. The members of the disciplinary committee would follow him anywhere. They loved him dearly.
あなたには被害者を見捨てなければいけなかった事情があったはずなの。それもよほどの。
You must have had a reason to leave the victim, a very good one.
だからねえってそんな事情は。江崎博士は俺を買いかぶりすぎなんだよ。
I told you, I didn't. You overestimate me, Doc.
いいえ、ある。絶対にあるはずよ。
No, you had one, I'm certain. She was impatient to know. Why was he so obstinate? When she, the real genius, had asked him so many times.
私の頭脳を煩わせるなんて。
Why are you so elusive? What the hell?
いけない子ね。いい加減になさい。
What a bad boy you are. Stop resisting.
全部話して。すべてさらけ出しなさい。
Oh my god.
あなたという存在の本質を
Tell me everything.
私に
Confess. Disclose your true nature to me. Oh my god. What is this? What is happening right now? Ku flashed a dark red when Saren pushed him down.
クーさんそこだ
Just look at Ku.
江崎社長に恥かかせんなよ
Our CEO's teasing him.
チューしろチュー
Now kiss. Not minding the jeers, Saren kept her cool. She wanted to know. She wanted to understand everything.
悪い江崎博士俺瞬間に行くわ
Sorry, Doc. I've got patrol.
まだ話は
Hey, I'm not done with you. Ku took his chance and fled. Oh, poor Ku. There's definitely something really traumatic in there that he doesn't want to talk about. He was always like this. The more she tried to get closer to him, the more he would run. The last 1% remained unfulfilled. How could she make him talk about his past? What should she...
タイムマシンでもあればいいのに
I wish I had a time machine. She whispered in her office. If she had such a device, she could go back in time to observe Ku's life.
タイムマシンですか？
Time machine? Her secretary, having overheard, repeated this while tilting her head.
タイムマシンといえば以前噂になったことがありましたよね。
If you want a time machine, I've heard rumors.
異教徒が過去に戻れるマシンを発明したとか。
They say that heretics invent a machine able to time travel.
あったわねそんな噂も
Yes, I have heard this rumor. Heretic scientists had built a machine capable of reversing time. There had been gossip in the Shuten order some years ago. But it was impossible. If it really did exist, so did the possibility of going back in time to fix old mistakes. One can't go back to the past.
そうか戻せばいいんだわ
Right, I should just bring it back. A thought flashed in Saren's mind. She had figured out how to get closer to Ku.
私はしばらくラボにこもる社長業は任せるわ
I'll be in the lab for some time. You're in charge.
あ、お待ちください社長。
Hey, wait! From that day, Saren shut herself in her lab writing a program. She neither slept nor rested. She had her reason to hurry.
クー君まだ死んじゃダメよ
Ku, don't die yet. Her body was ravaged by the disease. He could die at any moment. His body, sorry. According to the doctors, there was nothing else that could be done for him. She wanted to study the nature of Ku-Oski before he perished, and to make him live forever. No, she's not going to be able to pull that off. Man, this has all been one long flashback. Well, past and past. Sarah tried to pull Ku's mind back into the past. Meanwhile, Ku questioned her about the crime she committed long ago. Alright, November 30th, in Kusanagi. Ku was dumbfounded. Couldn't believe what he was seeing. That day, he made a full dive as usual, but he was in a completely different world. Where was he?
監獄の外。
Outside of the prison. The townscape of Shuten that he was so familiar with. Excuse me, sorry. The street and that one too. He knew them all. He would have often run through them with his comrades.
さあ、ぼさっとしてないで早く行くわよ。
Stop staring and let's go.
江崎博士
Dr. Izaki? He turned in the direction of the voice to see Saren, and
このバイク
my bike.
ええ。あなたが路上時代に愛用していたバイク。監視カメラのアーカイブから再現したの。
Yes, your beloved motorcycle. I recreated it using recordings from surveillance cameras. What? Ku instinctively clung to the vehicle, wanted to apologize to it. In reality, he disposed of it long ago. Because of the accident.
江崎博士嫌がらせにしてはスケールが大きすぎやしねえか
Don't you think this joke has gone too far, Doc?
嫌がらせではないわ。私はあなたと走りたいだけ。
It's no joke. I want to ride with you.
走りましょう。あなたの過去を。運転は任せるわ。
Let's ride through your past. You drive. Saren sat on the bike and extended her hand to the boy. Was it okay to take her hand? He was sullied with crime. He had no right to ride his beloved bike. But he couldn't resist and climbed onto the motorcycle. He should have already forgotten about this town and bike. But with the two of them right before his eyes, there was no way he'd pass up a ride. God. He rode through the city of Shuten, the main street, back alleys. He rode with the same speed as he used to in the past. The town was silent, but Ku could hear many voices.
こらガキどもうちの商品返しやがれ
Hey, you brats! Give it back! It's mine! The angry voice of a street vendor.
そこのバイク直ちに停車しなさい止まれっつってんだろガキども
Stop those motorbikes right now! Stop, punks! Siren of a police car.
わかるぞ
Ku, run!
頼むぜクお前の運転テクであいつら振り切ってくれよ
Come on, dude, shake him off! You drive better than them! The voices of his comrades riding along with him. With every voice, his heart grew closer to the past. The past he tried to forget that now so vividly surrounded him.
やはり 大切なのは環境ね。
The environment was the key. Saren clung to his back, sensing how he felt. If she wanted to research his past, all she needed to do was take him there. In order to demonstrate that theory, Saren recreated the town from his past within Kusanagi. With this, he was bound to tell her. Now that they shared his past, it was the same as if they'd been friends all along. The secrecy was pointless.
なあ、江崎博士はどうして捕まったんだ？
Say, Doc, why were you arrested? Saren was surprised at his sudden inquiry.
私の罪が気になるの？
You want to know my crime?
ああ、江崎博士は全然自分のことを話してくれねえじゃねえか。
Yeah, you never talk about yourself.
たまには俺にもあんたのことを教えてくれよ。
I want to know something about you too.
交換しようぜ。お互いの過去。一緒に走った俺たちはもう仲間だろ。
Let's share our paths. We rode together. We're friends. He was right. If she wanted him to speak, she should have offered her past first. So she decided to tell him why she was here. What crime led her into those chains? Ooh, I want to know. Alright. No, we're not returning the title. Alright. Saren wanted to return Tekko's favor, but he took it as a sign of her betrayal.
私は単に恩返しをしたかっただけなの。
I only wanted to pay a debt.
恩返しって誰
To
イオン・テコ、科学省の幹部。
Tekko Ion, the leader of the Ministry of Science.
そいつの名前は俺でも聞いたことがある。確かすっげえ天才なんだろ。
Even I know that name. Isn't he some kind of prodigy?
ええ、彼の才は私以上よ。それに慧眼も併せ持つ。
Yes, he's more gifted than I, and he has a keen eye.
自称研究者に過ぎなかった私の才を彼だけは見抜いてくれた。そればかりか。
Only he recognized my talent when I was just a would-be scientist, and
史上最大の研究所リュウグウの副所長に任命してくれたのよ。
he appointed me as his deputy in Ryugu, the greatest lab in history. Sarah's life had changed since Tekko Ion made a surprising choice. Her talent fully blossomed when she was allowed to use the best research environment. It was all thanks to his choice. Everyone hailed her as she rose to prominence with sheer intellect, a genius of the era. But she wasn't happy. When she was in Ryugu, she'd always been worried.
こんな大きな恩どうやって返せばいいの？
About repaying that tremendous debt. Tekno Ion gave her everything she had. She needed to return the favor, but it was just too huge. What could she do? How could she? Finally, she reached a conclusion.
私ね、彼の夢を叶えてあげることにしたの。
I decided to make his dream come
イ
true.
オンテコの夢？
What was his dream?
彼ね、地球に生命を復活させようとしていたのよ。星を命で満たしたいんですって。
He wanted to bring back life to the Earth, to fill it with living creatures.
できんのかよそんなこと。地球はもう死の星なんじゃなかったのか。
Is that possible? Earth is a dead planet.
理論上は可能よ。
In theory,
死の星でも生き抜けるだけの強さを持った生物を生み出せばいいだけの話だから。
we needed to create organisms able to survive in a dead environment. For that sake, she tried forcing the creatures to adapt. She made organisms on land stronger. She made organisms in the sea stronger. And we have an ad break coming up in a little over a minute. I don't play during ad breaks, so enjoy the 3 minutes of downtime when it hits. I'll see you when we get back. She resurrected the dinosaurs and made them stronger.
恐竜の復活？いや、さすがにそりゃ冗談だろ。
Dinosaurs? You gotta be kidding me.
いいえ、案外簡単だったわ。最高のコンピューターが演算を肩代わりしてくれたから。
No, it was surprisingly simple. The finest computer provided me with the calculations.
途方もねえな、天才って。不可能なんてないんじゃねえか。
You're incredible. Is there anything impossible for you?
いいえ、そうでもないわ。どんな天才にも限界はあるの。例えば。
But of course, even prodigies have their limits. For instance, Tekka Lion and Serenizaki. The project to bring things back to life was going smoothly. Everyone thought so. They believed that those two could actually succeed. Then, their research failed in the very last stage.
私たちは強い生物を作り出すことには成功したけど、
We created a strong organism,
繁殖能力を取り戻すことには失敗したわ。
but without the ability to reproduce. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. The Earth was currently in its 6th extinction. There was hardly any life outside Shuten. And there's the ad break. I will see you in 3 minutes. And we are back. Thank you for waiting. The main cause of the extinction was the loss of the ability to reproduce. It applied to plants, animals, and humans. None of the life forms were able to birth offspring. The cause remained unknown. Even prodigies such as Tekko Ion and Saren Izaki couldn't solve this riddle.
私は彼にプロジェクトの中止を勧めたわ。
I advised him to halt the
繁
project.
殖能力を取り戻せないのであれば、地球を生命で満たすのは不可能だ。
Life won't last long if the creatures can't reproduce.
彼は決して諦めようとしなかった。
But he refused to give up. Tekko was obsessed with making his dream come true.
作るんだ究極の生命を
I'm going to create it, the ultimate life form.
繁殖能力を取り戻した生命究極進化個体を
An organism capable of reproduction, the ultimate life form. The ultimate life form. A living being able to reproduce. Strength lies in numbers. If there were enough living creatures, they wouldn't go extinct easily. But that was just an abstract theory. Saren wanted to make Tekko's dream come true. But it was absolutely impossible to achieve. She found herself stuck between loyalty and reality. She made up her mind.
私ね、別の世界で彼の夢を叶えてあげることにしたの。
I decided to make it real in a different world.
別の世界
What do you mean? One day while Tekko was asleep, Saren slipped a helmet on his head. When she did, he was taken away to a new world constructed in the electronic sea. It was covered in vast nature just like the old Earth. It seemed like a
もう
paradise.
地球を再生する必要なんてないの。みんなでこの電脳世界に移り住めばいいのよ。
There's no need to restore Earth anymore. We can make everyone live in this cyber world. With this, Saren extended her hand to Tekko. This should be enough to pay her off her debt, but
ふざけるなこんなまがいものでは約束を果たしたことにならない
are you kidding me? This is fake. This isn't what I promised to make. He rejected her.
イオン・テコは誰かと約束していたらしいの。地球を生命で満たすって。だから
He seemed to have promised someone he'd revive the Earth, so the
電
cyberspace
脳世界じゃダメっつうわけか
the cyberspace wouldn't do.
ええ、彼はあくまで星の復活にこだわっていたわ。天才らしくもない干渉ね。
No, he wanted to restore actual life. A sentiment not befitting a prodigy.
干渉っつうかロマンだな約束に準じるなんて見上げた根性じゃねえか
A sentiment or a fairy tale. Sacrificing oneself to a promise isn't very scientific.
ロマンを追い求めるのはいいけれど、見ていられなかったわ。才能を浪費する天才の姿なんて。
It's fine to chase a dream, but I couldn't stand watching him waste his gift. Saren tried to convince him to abandon the project and pivot to bringing Shuten into the cyberspace. She was determined not to let Tekko Ion's gift go to waste. As a result,
動くな
freeze.
江崎セレンお前を国家転覆罪で逮捕する
Saren Izaki, you're arrested on charges of subversion.
国家転覆罪ってなんでだよ江崎博士は何も悪いことなんて
What? Subversion? But you did nothing wrong, Doc.
いいえ、私の思想は悪いことなの。
No, my ideology was
地球
wrong.
に再び生命を定着させ、万物の霊長としての責務を果たす。
Restoring life is one of the great goals of the Shuten order,
それは終点教の大目標の一つ。
and I denied it.
私は一介の科学者の分際でその目標を否定したのだから。
She did not resist arrest. It's obvious for those who violate the law to go to jail. What truly hurt her?
残念だよ、ドクター江崎。まさか君を切り捨てることになるとはね。
What a shame, Dr. Izaki. I can't believe I had to discard you. It was Teko Iron himself who reported her to the Ministry of Security. Pinned to the floor, Saren was in shock. How could Teko abandon her? At the same time, she knew that it was only natural. She and Teko were incapable of forming a non-transactional relationship. If interests don't align, it's normal to be disposed of. Ouch.
だからね、クー君。
That's why I envy you, Ku.
俺が羨ましい。いや、俺みてえな重病人のチンピラ風情に羨むような価値は。
Envy what? I'm a sick, feeble delinquent. There's nothing to envy.
だから、それ。
But there is that.
それ
What?
あなたには何もないのに、いつだって仲間たちに囲まれているでしょ。並大抵ではない人望よ。
You have nothing, yet you're surrounded by friends. You're exceptionally popular.
それは利害を超越したハートとハートの関係なの。
That's an emotion where... that's a relationship based on emotion, where no one cares about benefits. If she could only understand Kuoski perfectly, maybe she could maybe something like emotion could grow in her hollow heart too.
だ
That's
から
sick.
こそ気になるの。
That's
そ
why
んなにも温かなハートを持つクー君がなぜ
that's why I want to
ひ
know
き逃げなんて起こしたのか。
why someone capable of emotion fled from the scene. Well, Ku refrained from answering immediately and fell silent. Then he stopped in the middle of the road, the exact spot where the accident occurred. Alright, it is getting late and I'm actually getting tired. This is where I'm going to call it for tonight. We'll find out tomorrow why Ku did what he did. I'm just going to end the stream, no raid or anything, but I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.